Hello everyone, this is Bilal Khan and you are watching the Safety and Compliance Center. Here we make HSE simple, practical and exciting. Let's work together to grow our safety career. In this video, we are going to explore the Saudi Aramco work permit system based on GI 2.100. Whether you are a contractor, a supervisor or a part of a maintenance crew, understanding and apply this work permit system correctly is critical to protecting lives, preventing incidents and ensuring operational excellence. The work permit systems are mandatory for all hazardous activities in Saudi Aramco facilities. For operational sites or those where the hydrocarbons are introduced, the Saudi Aramco work permit system is defined in the GI 2.100 must be applied. For grassroots projects or construction projects where the hydrocarbons are not introduced, so the contractor must have a SAPO approved equivalent internal work permit system that need to be ensuring the safety of workers at the project. Permit issuer and receiver must hold valid certificate issued by Saudi Aramco. These certificates are only granted after the completion of a third-party training and the examination conducted at Saudi Aramco facility. Certificates are site-specific and must be signed by the superintendent responsible for that area, and cross-site permit actions required updated approvals to maintain the system integrity. Well, at Saudi Aramco, there are four primary types of work permits: equipment opening and line break permit, the hot work permit, the cold work permit, and confined space entry permit. So each permit addresses the specific risk and safety measures according to its nature and activity at the place. The hot work permit is issued and used for the task that could ignite flammable atmosphere, such as welding, grinding, and torch cutting activity. This includes working near the pipelines or hydrocarbon facilities. Always verify the gas test results and control the ignition source before starting the work and issuing the hot work permit. The cold work permit covers the activities that may not create the ignition risk but still present the safety hazard. These include the scaffold erection, asbestos removal or concrete work and painting. Even though no fire hazard exists in this activity, but the risk of injury is still significant. While the confined space presents serious hazards due to the limited access and egress, as well as the potential atmospheric dangers in the confined space. So the confined space entry permit ensures that the area is safe to enter, proper rescue procedures are available in place, and other necessary permits like the hot work permit or the cold work permit are issued and coordinated accordingly. Before any work begins, a joint site inspection must be conducted by both the issuer and the work permit receiver. Hazards are identified, gas testing is performed, and the specific precautions are written directly on the permit. General statements like work safely, such type of statements are not acceptable by Saudi Aramco. Well, the work permits are typically valid for single shifts and can be extended for up to two shifts, not exceeding 24 hours. In low-risk conditions, a 30-day work permit may be issued, but only if the operations and the maintenance heads sign off and the hazards are unlikely to develop or the conditions are unlikely to change in that workplace. The work permit receiver must remain on the site at all the time. If they leave, an approved alternate, mean his designee, must be listed on the permit, and he must take over for the activities on site. A copy of the work permit must always be accessible at the work location. Either it is posted or carried by the work permit receiver. Once the permit is completed or the permit expires, it must be closed. The receiver must return to the issuer for the final signature. For remote sites, closure by mobile phones is allowed if it is pre-approved by Saudi Aramco. All permits are retained by the issuing department for at least 3 months. Each job must have the correct work permit. Atmospheric testing is mandatory for the confined space and hot works carried out near to the flammable areas or any suspected areas where the gas is present. A test must be done by the Saudi Aramco approved devices and the authorized gas tester, which includes the checks for the oxygen, for the LEL, and the presence of toxic gases like the H2S. The hot work is strictly prohibited if the flammable gases are above 0% of the lower explosive limit. If the oxygen is below 20%, or the flammable or H2S levels are so high, a self-contained breathing apparatus is mandatory to be used in such cases. Well, the work permits must be specific to one task and one location. All details, including the tools and the job description, must be clearly stated. Each checkbox must be completed or marked not applicable. Where needed, locks and tags must be used for isolation purpose. Well, in the event of an emergency, all the work permits are immediately cancelled and operations must be stopped. The non-essential personnel should evacuate to the assembly point, and the site-specific emergency procedure must be followed during the emergency conditions. If the job site conditions or the activities change in any way that could affect the safety of the workers, so the existing work permit becomes useless. The work must be stopped and the new work permit must be issued after the reassessments of the site conditions and the hazard present at the workplace. The Saudi Aramco work permit system is not just a paperwork. It is a critical layer of protection for every person on the workplace. Everyone from the issuer to workers shares the responsibility for safety. Always follow the work permit system to the letter. It saves lives. Thank you very much for watching this video from the Safety and Compliance Center. I would love to see your questions in the comment section below. This is your channel. Like it, subscribe it for more safety contents. Stay safe, stay blessed, and goodbye.